Today's Yoga with Melissa is a yin yoga class to relieve holiday stress. Yoga with Melissa is made possible because of the ongoing support of our members in our membership community. This month, our members are developing their pranayama practices, also known as breath practice. They are doing this with breath awareness, 3-part breath, and square breath in our 30-day challenge, daily yoga connection, moonstruck, book club, devotional section, and the 13 videos in our pranayama section in our video library. To become a supporting member and to continue to make Yoga with Melissa available around the world, go to melissawest.com/membership. Let's go ahead and rest back in Shavasana. Today you're going to need a bolster, a blanket on top of your mat, a blanket for sitting on, and 2 blocks. So begin by feeling the support of the earth underneath you. And really allow your body to sink back into that support. Allowing all the tension and stress, all the resistance from the holiday season to sink and drop into the earth. And feel your breath in your body. So just take a few moments here as we're resting back to reflect on your expectations for the holiday season, no matter how big or how small. So it's natural, and many of us have expectations about how family gatherings will go, what we want to be able to give versus what we're able to give, how others will receive our gifts, trying to create the ideal holiday situation or party or day. And often that takes more of the energy or time and money that we actually have. And before you start beating yourself up for having unrealistic expectations, just recognize that everywhere you turn in our modern world of advertising and consumerism, you're really being sold the lie of a holiday season that is perfect, without flaw, or you're being sold solutions that can solve all your problems and make your holiday perfect and happy. Okay, so go ahead and wiggle and stretch out. And we're going to start by rolling to our sides and coming up for our first yin pose, which is butterfly pose. So you may want to get that folded blanket to sit up on to elevate your pelvis to help to roll it forward. For butterfly pose, you're going to create a diamond shape in your legs, and then you're either going to take your pillows or your blocks to fill the space underneath your legs so that your joints are supported. And then you can use your bolster here so that you have something to rest forward on. And then when we come into the pose, we're just going to take a moment here to remember the principles of yin. So when we come into a yin pose, we find that appropriate edge. So we find that place where we can soften into the pose, where we can stay for a while, and where we can be still, so that we can access those deeper connective tissues that wrap around the joints and the bones, rather than the surface level layer muscles. And also so that we can be soft enough and still enough to coax the energy through the meridian channels. When we stay for a while in a pose, it allows us to practice mindfulness. Yin yoga is a mindfulness practice. And the first noble truth in Buddhist teachings is that there is suffering. In other words, we have some kind of idealized version of ourselves and our lives, and in this case, the holiday seasons, or an expectation of how they should be, that rarely and probably will never measure up to the reality of how the holiday season will unfold. So this pose accesses all the major meridian systems of the lower body, particularly the spleen, the liver, and the kidney meridian that run along the insides of the legs. Because during the holiday season, we might worry and rehearse over and over in our minds how we want the holiday season to play out. And this taxes our spleen organ system. The fear that things will not go how we want them to, this drains our kidney organ system. And when things do not go the way we planned, the resentment and frustration that arises is felt through the liver organ system. Okay, so we're going to slowly come out of this pose and then we'll come onto our backs and just feel the rebound, feel the movement of energy through your body. Then from here, we're going to roll over onto our stomachs for Sphinx Pose. You may want to have a block underneath your head if you have neck issues for this pose. So in this pose, you can just release your low back by wiggling your butt from side to side. And then you're going to walk your elbows underneath your shoulders. You want to feel some pressure in your low back, but not any sharp shooting pains. Nothing electric or sharp. So when it comes to the holiday season, we experience stress and fear as it relates to the kidneys, and resistance because we have concepts and ideas and expectations about how our lives should be at this time of year. We also have pretty strong ideas about who we should be during the holiday season. So for example, we might have this idea of ourselves or this concept about ourselves as a generous person. But when the conditions arise that put our generosity into question, for example, if we don't have enough money to buy the gift that we want to buy, or to throw the party that we want to throw, or to be able to travel where we want to travel, then we suffer. So the truth is that nothing can touch our basic generosity. Not our ability to give the perfect gift or to have the time or energy to offer or partake in holiday festivities. Okay, go ahead and lower yourself down onto your belly. Feel the flow of chi in your body, particularly around your low back, around your kidneys. Okay, so push up onto all fours. The next pose is a rare guest in any of my classes, actually. But we're going to do frog pose. Let me give you a modification for that in case it doesn't work for you for your knees. A modification could be actually another rare guest for my pose. This could be the poses that I avoid. You could do happy baby. Instead of doing happy baby, you could draw a modification happy baby where you bring the feet together and open the knees wide so that you would kind of be doing frog pose on your back, but that you're getting the insides of the legs, so we're accessing the liver meridian. So this would be a perfectly acceptable version so that you don't put pressure on the insides of your knees. Or you can join us for frog pose if that's okay for your body. You're probably going to need another blanket for your arms or the bolster. We're not going to stay in this pose for that long, but we are going to stay in it for a bit. So for this one, you're going to open your legs at a 90-degree angle. Both of my hips just clicked. And you're going to lean back, flex your feet. So this pose is fantastic for the liver meridian, and it will help us to let go the frustration and resentment that builds when we expect the circumstances of the holidays to be different than they are. So we're just going to stay in this pose for 2 minutes. Okay, so that's a minute, so you have 1 more minute. So keep breathing and softening, and remember to stay still, because if you keep fidgeting and moving and avoiding, then you're not going to be dropping into the liver meridian, moving the chi along the liver meridian. You'll stay up at the level of the muscles, not get into those deeper connective tissues. Okay, so very good. Find your way out of this pose. And then we'll lie on our backs and feel the flow of chi through the liver meridian. Okay, from here we're going to roll to our side and come up for Dragonfly Pose. We're going to take this as a nice long hold, since we haven't had a nice long hold in this class. So it's nice to have that folded blanket so you can elevate your pelvis. You'll probably want to have your bolster for this pose as well. So you can take your legs wide. You don't need to do the side splits, just wide enough so that you can feel that tension along the insides of your legs. And then you can either, depending on how much your pelvis rolls forward, you can either rest forward on your bolster or on the floor. Or if you have less mobility in your hips like me, then you can lift your bolster up like this and use it to support your head. And then just resolve to be still here. So we can actually let ourselves off the hook when we remember that the holidays are never going to be perfect, and we are never going to be perfect. It's always going to be true that our experience is never going to live up to our expectation. And if we know this to be true, then we don't need to take it so personally. We can let go of all our self-deception and surrender to the reality of our experience. Okay, so very slowly, because you've been in this pose for a long time, you're going to gently make your way out of it. And just notice too how at that last minute things just really settle. It's so nice to take the time for the long holds. So go ahead and lie down so you can feel the rebound of energy, particularly in the spleen, kidney, and liver meridians along the insides of the legs. And then we're going to do broken wing pose for the heart meridian. So you're going to come onto all fours. And you're going to walk your knees to the left, lower your right hip onto the ground, and take your right arm out to the side. And you're just going to lie down onto your chest, your side kind of. And this will access your heart meridian. Okay, so take a deep breath and then make your way onto your back to feel the rebound. And then we'll go ahead and do this heart meridian pose on the other side. So you're going to go ahead and walk your knees over to the right side this time. Lower your left hip down onto the ground. Take your left arm out to the side and lower your body down. So this pose, broken wing pose, will help you let go of the mental restlessness and the despair that comes from fighting against reality. Maybe there is some ideal version of yourself that you can loosen just a little bit. Maybe there is an expectation that you can surrender even just a bit. And when we let go of the self-deception, we're able to open our hearts to love ourselves, our lives as they are unfolding, and the people in them. Okay, so take a deep breath. And then slowly make your way onto your back with the bolster underneath your knees for Shavasana. So continue to rest back in Shavasana, and I'm going to read you a poem here. This is a poem by Mirabai called Listen, but I adapted the poem to suit our teachings somewhat. Listen, my friend, this road is the heart opening, kissing the feet, resistance broken, tears all night. Listen, my friend, this road is the heart opening, kissing the feet, resistance broken, tears all night. If we could reach freedom through immersion in water, we would have asked to be born as fish in this life. If we could reach freedom through nothing but berries and wild nuts, then surely the saints would have been monkeys when they came from the womb. If we could reach freedom from munching lettuce and dry leaves, then the goats would surely have reached the Holy Land before us. If the worship of stone statues could bring us all the way, we would have adored a granite mountain years ago. Listen, my friend, this road is the heart opening, kissing the feet, resistance broken, tears all night. Listen, my friend, this road is the heart opening, kissing the feet, resistance broken, tears all night. So gradually invite some movement back into your body. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. Bend your knees and roll to your side. And you can take a moment there before you make your way up to seated. We'll come up to seated and gather the fruits of our practice into ourselves, and then we'll offer the fruits of our practice out into the world. Left palm up, right palm down. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. May all beings be happy and free, and may the thoughts, words, and actions of my own life contribute in some way to the happiness and freedom for all. So, if you open to the stress and suffering of the holidays, if you surrendered to that in this class, then give yourself a thumbs up and put "I'm surrendering to the stress of the holiday seasons" in the comments. Thank you so much for joining us for this class. And I want to thank Anise, Sabe, and Anne-Marie and Leah for your donations. And I just wanted to let you know, I just want to thank our members so much because their comments on the new membership design and layout and software have just been amazing. Kelly says, "I love the new website. It's intuitive and fast. Thank you so much for this change, Melissa and Tim." So I'm sending you much love from beautiful British Columbia. May your joy be as deep as our Pacific Ocean. May you be as strong as our mountains, and may you be as rooted as the trees in our forests. Om Shanti, Namaste.